Independence Day celebrations canceled in Akron, Ohio, as protests grow over the police shooting death of a young black man. Police started marching in the streets hours after video was released of Jayland Walker's final moments. The police chief saying the medical examiner found about 60 wounds on Walker's body. Our Aaron Nolan joining us live with the latest, including that newly released police body camera footage. Aaron.
Yeah, Adrienne, all eyes on Akron, Ohio this morning as outrage continues over the shooting death of a young black man. You mentioned the protest that ensued. Also, Akron officials canceling 4th of July celebrations all day today as public pleas for better policing in this country once again continue.
Based on the video, I anticipate that number to be high. A lot of rounds were fired.
Monday, June 27th, 12:30 a.m. Akron police attempt to pull over 25-year-old Jayland Walker for a traffic violation. But when Walker continues to drive, police begin their pursuit. Seconds later, officers report a gunshot coming from Walker's vehicle.
21 shots fired. That vehicle just had a shot come out of its door.
Police also say they spotted a muzzle flash from inside the car. The car chase continues for several minutes before Walker jumps out wearing a ski mask and begins to run. Officers follow. A short time later, Walker turns around. 8 officers open fire.
Officers have not been able to provide a statement yet. I am reserving any sort of judgment until we hear from them.
Police say Walker was not armed at the time of the shooting.
Each officer, independent of each other, related that they felt that Mr. Walker had turned and was motioning and moving into a firing position.
A medical examiner reports more than 60 wounds were found on Walker's body. Police have not said exactly how many shots were fired.
Jayland was shot more times than I can count. And that is beyond troubling. We are done dying like this.
Investigators say they found a gun and magazine round inside Walker's vehicle. A gold wedding band was next to it.
If they stopped me, would they kill me? Probably not.
Animals are treated better. We are human. See our humanity.
An attorney representing Walker's family says he had recently lost his fiancée to a car accident. All 8 of those police officers who were directly in this case have been put on administrative leave. Right now, the Ohio Bureau of Criminal Investigation is stepping in after being asked by the Akron Police Department. Adrienne.
All right. Thank you so much, Aaron. For more on this, I'm joined by retired Chief of the Sacramento Police Department, Daniel Hahn. Thank you so much for joining us early. I know it's early on the West Coast. Another case like this, obviously, there's going to be a lot of community outrage. Can you just confirm from what you've heard, did this young man getting out of his car, reportedly putting on a ski mask, what would the training be for most police departments in this country if that was to happen at a traffic stop?
Well, yeah, every traffic stop is different. It is unusual they had a ski mask on. I've never experienced that myself, but that's what they'll be doing through the investigation. They'll be asking all those questions, like, for example, why did the officers run up on the car like that? So there's a lot of questions to be answered through their investigation.
These incidents are happening, and to the public, it might appear as though they're happening at an astronomical rate. But what would you say to the public? What's something that all of us need to keep in mind when we're pulled over by a police officer? Again, we still don't know why police officers felt it necessary to shoot this young man so many times. But would there be something you would want to tell the community right now after a case like this?
Well, traffic stops are a challenging issue for officers. There are some, possible dangers in traffic stops, but at the same time, officers have to act appropriately too. So I think the fact that the chief is asking for an independent investigation is important for somebody to look at this. But they're potentially dangerous situations. So to stay calm and do as the officers say. But again, when you watch this video, there's a lot of questions about whether a gun was fired at the officers during the pursuit. Why did the officers run up on the car as opposed to stay back? We've all seen traffic stops where the officers stay in the via their door and give commands to the driver. It appears that they ran up on the car as opposed to doing that.
And running up on the car, is that a part of the typical, I hate to say typical because every department has their own community relations, but would that be typical in a situation like this where they thought that the driver could be armed?
Well, normally, no. They're called felony vehicle stops. So anytime there's a felony or you think there's a danger to the officers, typically the officers stay back behind the car, the protection of their car, and give commands to the driver or passengers in the car. I don't know what led up to that based on the video, but it does look like the officers are running up on the car, which normally you stay back behind your door.
There were reports that Walker did fire a gun at some point during the pursuit from officers. One officer is heard calling that in, that the suspect had fired a weapon. But ultimately, he did not have the gun in his hand when he was shot those dozens of times. It's hard for a lot of people in the community to understand why every single officer would have needed to fire, or a number of officers, we don't know exactly how many, would have needed to fire on the suspect, as opposed to, there are always the questions of why didn't they use their taser? Or why didn't they send dogs in? Why didn't they shoot his legs? What do you say to the community when they're questioning the response from officers in this way?
Yeah, I think those are all legitimate questions from the community. Typically, when somebody you're dealing with has a gun or you believe they have a gun, you wouldn't be using your taser. But so the questions I would have is, I saw the video where they said a round was fired from the car. What did the officers believe? Was that round fired at the officers? Was it an accidental discharge in the car while he was driving? What did the officers believe at the time? But obviously, whenever a gun is fired, the officers, on alert are going to be higher, and which is why I wonder why they ran up on the car. And anytime you have multiple officers, anytime an officer believes that their life is in danger or another officer's life is in danger, they're authorized to use deadly force. In this case, it sounds like there was 8 officers that fired. So each one's going to have to be asked, what did they see? What did they believe? Did they have reason to believe that their life or somebody else's life was in danger at that moment? And each round that they fired. So those are the questions that people will be asking. But I think in this case, it's also important to note that it sounds like the family is asking for calm. And that is critical. I haven't seen like the city burning down or anything in Akron. And I think a lot of that could be attributed to the family themselves under such tremendous circumstances where they lost a loved one, where they're even asking for the community to be calm. And I don't think that can go unnoticed.
I absolutely understand you bringing up that point. Thank you so much. It's always good to see you, and thank you for your perspective. This is a time when obviously the conversation starts over again, as it does every time we see a case like this, but obviously there are multiple sides to this situation that need to be investigated. Thank you so much, former Chief Hahn. Good to see you.
Thank you.
Thank you for watching. Go to newsnationnow.com to find News Nation on your television provider. And don't forget to click the red subscribe button below to get more of News Nation's fact-driven, unbiased coverage.